The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is Big Rig Nick Utam.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen?
And finally, Kendo Slice.
Let's do this, boys.
So, folks, you'll probably notice that there's no Dion tonight, and you're welcome. No, in all honesty. No,
they do ask him to be kicked regularly.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. So we listen to you guys. Welcome to
Never
World
gonna
Class
happen.
Bullshitters After Dark, the show after the show after the show, but before the show. Yeah, Dion's not getting kicked, but he couldn't make it here tonight. He's drunk with anticipation for Michigan State in the Final Four and all that other shit. So,
And washing his tights.
yeah, washing his tights. By the way, Kendo, did you get your tickets for Batman 89's rescreening on, was it May 4th?
I have not purchased them yet, but I will.
Yeah, I bought a ticket. My grandma's having a birthday party / Derby Day party, and I'm making sure I'm seeing Batman before I go to her 95th birthday party, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, much like her birthday party, and I love them both equally, so.
Well, if you think of it, you were old enough to be, like, of age to be able to go to the movies and remember it back when it came out in 1989. It's the Rock Cena Part 2. It's twice in a lifetime.
Ooh.
Well, unlike Roxina Part 2 won't suck. So.
That's true.
So, we don't have any new patrons to read. We don't have anything in terms of housekeeping, so we're going to start with tonight's main topic. So, Nick, Kendo, we don't normally talk about wrestling, but this John Oliver wrestling coverage has not only been entertaining and, in a way, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but it's been so huge in terms of the internet landscape, the way people are responding. I mean, Collider has talked about it on their podcast. I'm seeing all kinds of outlets that never cover wrestling, or at least wrestling kindly, are covering this in great detail. And wrestling sites are posting John Oliver videos all over the internet. So I made it required reading, or watching in the terms of this podcast, for the channel. And we've all seen it. And Kendo, since you're a big sports guy, and, you know, we both have been wrestling fans for decades. What did you think about this when you watched it?
It was it was definitely caught me off guard, because as soon as I heard, oh yeah, John Oliver talks about wrestling, I'm like, okay, what's he gonna say? It's fake. Get over it. Stop watching it. It's male soap operas. You know, essentially the shit we already know. But he came at it, and the funny thing is, he reminded people about how wrestling is fun. Well, can be. The stuff that he was talking about, how cool wrestling is, it was a lot of stuff from a long time ago. But he came at it from a fan's perspective, but he raised some really great points and some good questions, mainly about how can you be signed to an exclusive contract to work for a company but still be considered an independent contractor? And that's something that I've always kind of not really understood about, you know, the wrestling, especially the way WWE handles it, calling them wrestlers independent. I mean, I'm sorry, they're superstars, they're entertainers as independent contractors, but then making them sign contracts to work only for WWE, and if and when they leave, they have to adhere to a 90-day no compete, and that just kind of goes against the idea of what exactly an independent contractor is.
Yeah, I was like you. I thought he was going to pull a Bill Maher and rip apart wrestling the way Bill Maher tried to rip apart Stan Lee in comic books, and I was surprised.
No, I've watched John Oliver. You know, I watch some of his segments on certain things here and there, and he does a really good job. But he always, you know, funny twists here and there. But you know, he gets through people with the comedy, and he does a really good job of you know, bringing very good issues to life. And I watched this one just, you know, because you asked me to, and I'm with him. I think it's, you know, those guys do need healthcare. They do need some sort of something to make sure that they don't die, you know, as young as they do, for the sport we all love. So yeah, I mean, it was a good episode.
Yeah, I stopped watching John Oliver years ago. I just was like, the shtick is boring. But, you know, when it comes to wrestling, I wanted to check it out. And you brought up the independent contractor thing, Kendo. They've been getting away with that shit for years. And I guess it's really just not right. Because you're beholden to so many responsibilities as a WWE superstar. And then basically they use you up. They basically toss you to the curb when they're ready. They're not as family-oriented as they like to act like they are these days.
No, I mean
there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look at Vince and all the weird shit he's done over the past few years. I mean, come on.
I loved all the clips they showed of Vince, but I definitely cringed at the one where he dropped the N-bomb with Booker T in the background. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember this Raw. Ew, I felt dirty watching it, man.
In his defense, he probably heard Booker T call John Cena that, and John Cena wasn't as well known, so maybe he just thought that was John Cena's name.
Well,
Booker T has historically called people that on TV.
That's true. When he wants the gold.
That's right. When they're coming for the gold,
Quick
they're
detour.
coming for you.
Have you heard about what Booker T said in terms of Kofi Kingston being the first black WWE champion?
I have not.
It's really not even controversial. It's just kind of funny because it kind of mirrors what I've said. Because, everyone says, well, The Rock is the first black champion. And then The Rock goes, well, I don't consider myself black or Samoan. I kind of am both. And then Booker T goes, I know there's The Rock, but I don't identify him as being black. He's more professional wrestling's Tiger Woods. So I'm going to be pulling for Kofi in terms of him winning the title. But it's funny how certain people are trying to, put The Rock in that box. I know it's WrestleMania week and people are talking about it, but I feel like all these interesting talking points about wrestling have shown up. And John Oliver being at the level he is on HBO, I just say his political affiliation leans a certain way. It's still interesting that no matter which way you lean on the spectrum, this topic is really, really bringing up the conversation.
Right. And to be fair, we've already discussed the fact that The Rock is not black enough to play John Henry, so I can see where he's not black enough to be the first black world champion. So there's that. But back to you were saying about them getting away with the whole independent contractor shit for way too long. I mean, I work for my job. I don't have a contract with my job, but if I'd walked into a rival company and said, hey, I'm going to work here for the day, I will get fired because I have an obligation to my employer. I have been a contracted employee before. And there's nothing in the contract says you can't go work for a rival company, but it was understood that belonged to that. I have also been an independent contractor before. And I could work for that company that I was working for. I could work for other ones. I could even be in business for myself with no problems as long as I wasn't stealing clients away from each other's business, in which case I would have been sued into the ground. So if I'm a WWE superstar and I'm under contract, but I'm an independent contractor, I can't exactly show up at AEW without serious ramifications to the WWE. And that's where you're no longer an independent contractor.
Well, maybe you're just there watching their stuff. You're interested, you got a day off, you're not doing much, you want to check them out, see what's going on.
Right. And if you're a true dude, real independent contractor, you could theoretically show up and wrestle there.
Yeah.
But because the WWE says that you work for them, then you're not really an independent contractor. And that's why I'm kind of like, he's right. How is it that they've been able to get away with this for that long? Because they really aren't truly independent contractors.
Well, not just him. A bunch of other businesses do that. It's not. It's actually common practice. At this day and age, because if you're a big enough company and you got enough lawyers and you can kind of sweep everything under the rug, nobody really cares at all. What you're doing, as long as checks and balances are in place and your taxes come in clean and you pay your dues, whatever, nobody's gonna check you out. That's usually how that goes. So
yeah, Vince gets away with the tax bullshit.
Oh well, yeah. And anybody who's making $1 billion a year or more knows the loopholes and doesn't have to pay anything. Look at Apple, Amazon, and I don't know, Microsoft or whoever else. It's insane. They pay nothing in taxes and they're $1 billion companies.
Right. But even then, if you're an independent contractor, say I'm an independent contractor and I get a contract from the Empire. It's a government contract, so it's going to be great to work on the Death Star. And before the right-wing militants come along and blow it up with their lasers. But say
hold on. Are you welding outside of the airlock? Is that what you're doing?
He's a roofer.
Okay.
Say I'm a roofer.
Okay.
So, say I'm a roofing contractor, and the Empire's gave me this fat, juicy contract, to work on the roof. Now, I know the risks involved. Unlike my friend, he knew the risk involved, but he got hit by, in a drive-by. But the thing is, so I'm contracted to work for the Empire to roof the Death Star. I'm a roofer.
Okay, yeah.
There's probably nothing in that contract that says that once that job is done, I can't go roof somebody else's, building. Because as somebody that's known independent contractors or contractors in that regards in the home improvement agency, you either pay them for a job, or if you're a company and you contract their work to them, it's like, yes, we're going to create a contract. We're going to give you X number of work, amount of work over this period. But there's usually nothing in there that says you can't actually get jobs from other people too, because you put a contract like that in front of somebody and say, yeah, you can work for me, but you can't work for anybody else. I'm going to sue the pants off of you. A normal independent contractor is not going to go, oh yeah, that's not going to work for, unless you're doing it for the Empire, roofing on the Death Star, because that's a government contract.
Yeah, always is. Yeah.
But you just got to know the risks involved.
Oh, definitely. Roofing in space is not taken lightly.
Well, the contractor, yes, exactly. Spoofing. Contractor thinks with his heart, not with his wallet.
That's true.
Thank you, Kendo.
I don't know if that's true, but yeah, we'll go with that.
I've been wondering since I heard this news, and Kendo, you'll probably have an interesting or a point on this. What somebody like a Bruce Pritchard in the Conrad Thompson podcast would have to say about this, because you know how they try to evade all kinds of stuff. But with this video got almost 3 million views in 2 days, which I'm jealous of. We only get 1 million views in 4 days, so whatever. But my point is, this video has really just gone viral, and I want to know how Conrad and Bruce, or just wrestling podcasts in general, are going to handle this.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have not listened to the 83 weeks from this episode or from this week, so I don't know how it was addressed there.
It wasn't. I already listened to the show.
Okay, Shivani's tomorrow. That might actually get addressed there, just because, one, Conrad's working for AEW, so he has no fucks to give in regards to the WWE. Shivani has been Shivani'd from WWE, so he definitely has no fucks to give. So they might actually talk about it there. Because just like Kurt Angle knows, it will not be discussed Friday on, something to wrestle with.
Well, also, there's something that you mentioned in the video as well, is that they work year-round. What do you guys think about that? Would you say there was a time where there was a break for them? What would it be? What would the timing be for them where there wouldn't be any wrestling shows on TV or on the network or whatever?
I would say during the holiday run.
Yeah.
Like November to January, or like...
Yeah,
because
Royal Rumble's when the wrestling year starts in January. You got to start January 1st. Or not 1st, but whatever. First week of January.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The last couple of years, Christmas and New Year's has fallen on Mondays and Tuesdays, and they've had live TV shows on Mondays and Tuesdays from wherever their city they're in that day.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, that'll definitely cross into that. And you don't want to, try to sell tickets to a live show on a Christmas Day or something like that. That wouldn't work out.
Well, how about this, Kendo? So, how about they end the year with Survivor Series, then they get from Survivor Series through Rumble off, and then Rumble starts the wrestling year.
They could do that.
That's really good, actually. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know technically the way WWE does it is WrestleMania is like their Super Bowl. It's the last big thing of the season, and then the next night is when it all starts over again. So I know they don't want to give up that lucrative, Monday, Raw after WrestleMania, because that's when you got the wildest crowds. Then sometimes they boo who they should cheer for, and they cheer for who they hate, because. It's a wild crowd, that crowd after Mania, and that same tired-ass broke dick line they've been trotting out there for years to explain why we shit on Roman Reigns. They could theoretically end after WrestleMania. They could just take a break then, too, if they really wanted to, and just come off, leave, let it go from April to, July. But they won't, because they want to try to get those ratings, which I'm not sure who they're competing with in the ratings war anymore, because that doesn't really exist, on top of the fact that for a good stretch of time over the last calendar year, every Raw was setting the record for the lowest rated Raw in history.
Yeah, maybe they need to take a break and start start doing start making everything to be more of an event, than just having it every other day or every week or something. Just make it more of an event, like Star Wars should be.
Well, from a fan standpoint, it's a chore to watch wrestling, because as a kid, I couldn't watch enough. I would watch Raw, SmackDown, Heat, Jacked, Velocity, or not. Well, those weren't on always at the same time. My point is, I watched everything they would put out. Now, as an adult, where I actually could make the time to watch everything, it's not worth a damn. And there's like 20 hours of content each week, Kendo.
Yeah, something like you got 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown. You've got an hour of 205 Live, the most high-flying, entertaining hour on television. You've got an hour of NXT. You've got Main Event, which is like, I think, about an hour if you really want to put yourself through that. So you've got all that going on throughout the week. And then, the monthly pay-per-view, which used to be 2.5 hours and then became 3.5 hours, and it's now like 4 hours. Unless you're blessed to be in one of the big pay-per-view months, and then it's like 7 hours. Or in this case, WrestleMania this week, which actually starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm on a plane right now.
I thought it started. I thought it started last year. What's going on?
It kicks off Friday around noon, and it'll be over sometime around Monday at 6.
And then we're going to Florida the next week for next WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, and yeah, they need to just be like these are human beings. They need a break. They need a break. They need healthcare. Like it's a good thing because then it keeps this product running longer. With better results. If someone's gonna take medical leave or take a break, they can do that without having to crowdfund their surgeries through with the fans. Which, I mean, from what John Oliver said, the fans have been very supportive, which is good, but that shouldn't be their something that they have to do.
Yeah, wrestling fans are super dedicated.
Yeah. Once again, that's really awesome. I'm glad it'll happen, but that should be something that Vince and WWE should take care of. If somebody gets hurt while they're doing the show, yeah, definitely, get them the best care they can, get them back in, and yeah.
Oh, definitely. It's funny you were talking about longevity a moment ago. Look at Stone Cold. Stone Cold only wrestled in the WWE from 96 to 2003. Beginning of 2003. For as popular as he was, his career was short, and it was cut down by an injury. And another thing that people don't talk about is, so Stone Cold got really popular around 97. Then in 1999, at the peak of his popularity, he had to go away because he was injured. He had a neck injury from 97 that never went away. So The Rock kind of had to come in and take his spot. Stone Cold never really had the same popularity again. But Austin left then again, 2.5 years later, 3 years later, we'll call it, with more injuries. His neck, his knees, all kinds of shit. So they run these guys to a point where either they never recover or they have to stop wrestling right away. Or and some of them just can't afford to do that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and then again, like it's all the healthcare is an investment into WWE's product, which is these guys. If they can go longer and have better health and healthcare and just be treated better and take breaks and vacations, that only makes your product last longer. It's investment into more money is all it is if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. They get healthcare, they get pensions, they get money, they can, provide for their family once they leave. And, and the fans are happy too, they may do progress reports for who's ever, injured or whatever. It's like, oh, it's been, 2 weeks, and, they can, they're doing physical therapy or something and build them up and like, oh, they're going to be back for this thing. Oh, they're going to be back for this thing, and, do that. It'd be good.
Yeah. Yep. Now, Kendo, do you think AEW is going to help change the way wrestling is operated, or is it just the T-shirt company like they joke about on the internet?
Well, they joke about it being the T-shirt company because they haven't really. Would they have like one event so far?
Nothing, I don't think technically, because Double or Nothing is their first show.
Yeah, but there was the one that they did not too long ago. I think that was a joint. It wasn't actually AEW. Never mind. It was.
Are you thinking of All In?
Yeah.
That was a damn fine show.
Yeah, so that actually was you can kind of consider that an AEW because I think that was like the testing grounds for whether or not they could pull enough support, which clearly they did. But for right now it is a T-shirt company, I guess, in a joking way. But once Double or Nothing hits, then we'll see. Will they get a TV deal? If they get a TV deal, and because. Their Double or Nothing sold out in like 5 minutes or something crazy like that.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, they lit up the message boards, and so I think it could, because it depends on how they do it. If they come in hot and they give WWE a scare and a run for their money, then yeah, it'll change it, because then Vince is going to have to they're going to have to adopt tactics again to try to compete and stay going, especially if the product is deemed superior, like how WCW was back in 96, 97, 98. And Russo ruined it, and with some help. Then, yeah, I think they could change the landscape, because maybe they will offer their wrestlers. I mean, well, there might actually be wrestlers, not superstars. They will, possibly offer them the deals of, hey, yeah, you can come work for us. If you need some time off, no big deal, whatever. And they could actually treat them like actual independent contracted, professionals. And that would change things a lot, because then you're going to have a lot of people at WWE going, it's going to be like that meme with the dude checking out the chick with his girlfriend.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Wrestlers are going to be like sitting going, look, I'm making $600,000 a year working for Vince, and I have to work 300 days a year. At AEW, I can make $400,000, but I only got to work half that.
Well, I mean, even then, here's another thing. Like, say it's 300,000 for Vince, and it's grueling. But let's say for AEW, it's 200,000, but you get breaks, you get vacation, and you get healthcare. What do you do?
You're jumping to AEW.
Okay.
But that's if they're gonna do that. I mean,
no. Of course. Yeah, of course. It's hypothetical. Yeah.
They can also show up and say, "We're gonna run them into the ground," just like
Well, the thing. Yeah, and what is it? The guy, the owner is Shahad Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah, his kid.
Yeah, it's a Pakistani American businessman. He's gonna run him into the ground.
Wasn't his son's name Tony Khan, right?
I think so. So. Yeah. Toner's. Yeah, that's what it is. Headquarters: TIA Bank Field, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay.
Where the
Jaguars
play.
Yeah.
Well, Kendo, a lot of wrestlers are coming out to basically praise John Oliver for what he said. And then, to me, the best one was Jim Cornette, who said, well, after a complete viewing, this is the most absolute truthful outside media piece I've seen on wrestling in over 40 years.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's not wrong.
No, I mean, believe me, you have heard Kendo and I take shots at wrestling all the time when it deserves it. And we will continue to take shots at wrestling for bad stories, bad decisions here and there. But this is a time where we're not really taking a shot at wrestling out of bitter, betrayal from them. That sounds a little harsher than it actually is. But look, no piece of entertainment is perfect unless it's Back to the Future. And wrestling has had tons and tons of problems in the past. And it's nice that a big source is finally calling this to people's attention. So, is there anything else you guys really want to add to this before we move on to our next topic?
I mean, football rules.
I prefer San Dimas high, but whatever.
Oh man, San Dimas.
The rivalry that will never end. They will compete
I
every
do
year
hope
in the phone booth bowl.
Jeez. I do hope this changes things, or at least brings things to light and pisses Vince off a little bit. And then I hope AEW at least makes an announcement that they're going to try to do that and really piss him off. Just to get his blood boiling enough to where he has to do it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. He'll freak out and he'll use those chocolate titties as a punching bag.
I'm hoping.
Chocolate titties.
Kendo, do you think the fans will hijack WrestleMania with some of this shit?
Probably, just because the fans don't really need any excuse to hijack stuff that they don't like. I mean, it depends on what match is going on. Of the 58,000 that have been announced for WrestleMania so far. So I would say by hour 6,300, they might turn on the show.
I will say this couldn't have come out at a worse time for the WWE, because people are pissed off at the WrestleMania build. People are pissed off that it's going to be, I think it's legitimately 8 hours long. I don't want to be there for 8 hours. Seriously, I'm dreading going on a trip. Because...
Why do you think? What do they mean? Kendo ducked out last time. We were just we're my knees are fucking killing me because the bitch in front of me kept backing up all the goddamn time. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna fucking leave. I'm out.
I was getting the meat sweats and I hadn't eaten anything.
Yeah, you were hungover that morning.
Hungover as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, well, that and I had made the statement if Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar is the headlining match, I'm walking out because I don't want to sit there and watch them coronate Roman Reigns again for the third fucking time. It's getting old. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to be, supporting that venture. Not because I have anything against Joseph Anawaki. I don't. Glad that he's bounced back from the leukemia.
Oh yeah.
But I do have something against the character of Roman Reigns, the way that they were portraying him. Now, when he was with the Shield, didn't care. I thought he was fine. But the singles shoved down your throat. We were going to tell you who to love type thing. I'm like, yeah, you're not. I'm not. And it turns out Nick and I were trendsetters because we walked out of the main event. A bunch of other people walked out of the main event, and it started a trend in WWE for several months of people walking out of the main events pay-per-views during Roman Reigns matches.
I'm so proud to call you guys my real life friends.
Yeah, we were the first. We started that whole thing. Nobody else can say that. Okay.
So if anything, we weren't just shitting on Mania and ducking out because we were tired of being there for 12 hours.
We were sending a message.
Yeah, we were sending a message. We're fucking patriots. We're like the dudes that dumped the tea in the harbor. We weren't just being dicks. We had an agenda, and we put people on notice.
I could have sworn you said we're like the guys who dumped the TV in the harbor. I'm like, what? What an odd.
I mean, I'd throw somebody's TV in the harbor too if it meant putting them on notice and saying, hey, this main event sucks.
Yeah.
Pull your socks up, Vince. Get your shit together.
God.
Grandpa.
Jeez. Oh man.
So
yeah, just a weird thing in general, but yeah.
And hopefully
I'm kind of glad
come from it.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of glad my vacation time worked out to where I couldn't actually go to WrestleMania this year after they've announced as many things as they've got going. I'm like, God, I don't want to have to be there for that. Especially since it's gonna be outdoors and probably cold and potentially a blizzard.
Have you heard my plan of how to handle that?
No, what is the plan?
Fire.
I bought these workout tights. I'm gonna put those on underneath my corduroy pants, which I'm gonna then layer up with 3 jackets and a pair of gloves and earmuffs, so I'll be able to survive the potential blizzard.
Dude, if it snows in the ring, it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it'll be like God himself saying, "Don't have this fucking show."
Matches, it's too long, Vince.
Yeah, I hope you guys are safe and everything. You at least can get out and everything. Everything's fine. But if it snows in the ring, it's going to be hilarious.
I'm going to go covered up. Like I said, I'm not taking a winter coat to New York because I don't think it's supposed to be that cold, but I'm going to take a fleece jacket and another jacket, and then I have a thermal shirt to wear underneath just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like you guys, I will piss myself with laughter if the temperature drops below freezing and it starts to snow during WrestleMania. And I don't mean at the end of the show. I mean at the beginning.
Feel bad for Dan because Dan will wear a t-shirt and a flannel jacket. And that's it.
Well, he is a lumberjack and he's okay.
Works all night and he sleeps all day.
All right.
So, boys, let's talk about the big news that actually happened today, the day that we're, live. The Avengers Endgame trailer/ticket kerfuffle.
Yeah.
So, Kendo,
I got my ticket.
Yeah, I want to thank you again, Kendo, because I woke up at 7:59 because of your message, and I saw that at 8 o'clock Avengers tickets went on sale. And after a moment of my phone fucking up, I jumped on my computer and I got one from my local theater. Now, Nick, did you get a ticket?
Oh yeah, dude. I got one. I'm good.
So okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any issue?
No. I used the Regal app and I was fine.
I wish we had Regal cinemas around me, but we don't.
Yeah, man.
So I find it funny that no Captain Marvel movie could do this. No Star Wars movie has done this. But the Avengers broke every pre-sale record in 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And
in 6 hours.
In 6 hours. And, dude, it shows you how weak these fucking ticketing sites are. They really need to build up their infrastructure because if, let's be honest with ourselves. There's not going to be another thing this popular for many years, and it's not Star Wars Episode 9. But when that next big thing hits, if you have these kind of problems, man, people are fucking angry right now.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like we live in the future. Why can't this is always the fucking problem. This is you remember the Joe Bob Briggs thing that happened on Shudder for like 24 hours?
I do.
And Shudder couldn't fucking handle it. It's like, how the fuck do we live in this time where you can't just there's so much talk about him coming. There was so much talk about him coming back. People were pumped, and it was going to be an event. People got together, and it was going to be a thing. And how the fuck do you get to this point where you can't get enough, fucking internet lines out and broadcasted and to people? It's like, how do you do that? How does that work? For some reason, the NFL and every other sports organization can do it, but you can't. Nobody else can. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just strange.
Well, I mean, that's the downfall.
I got my tickets.
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm happy I got one. I mean, some of my friends did not, so sorry.
Oh well. But yeah, I mean, not only am I glad that I was able to help you guys get a jump on it, but Nick's the one that gave us the tip off to begin with. So.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as I knew, I told you guys, I was like, I'm not playing. We're not playing. We're not doing this.
Yeah, we're not fucking around. We're taking this thing seriously. So big ups to you, Tame, over there on
thanks.
giving us
giving
the least possible heads up date because I had my alarm set.
Oh, I have an inside source, so it's fine.
Well, what's crazy is that we actually beat Ethan and Jeremy. So of the Fandom Menace channels, we'll have the first live stream.
Really? Wait, hold on. Are they seeing it at like 9 or 10 or whatever?
Jeremy has to see it at 10 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
So we got, we'll be home at 9. So we'll just be starting our stream when his movie is just about to start.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, the big theater here in Atlanta, Atlantic Station, it was already sold out. I knew I wasn't going to get that, nor did I care. I went to the one closer to me that's, not as nice, but it's close. And I go there whenever we do these things just so I can go watch a movie and come back quick. That's really all. So.
Yeah, I had to go to a farther theater, but I figure, whatever. I'm still going right away.
Yeah, you're going to the 7 o'clock show, so I mean, it's all good.
Shit, it's 6:30 around these parts.
Oh shit, yeah. That's one thing I kept seeing is like they have a 6:30 and 7. I kept seeing that on all my stuff too, and I was like, that's crazy.
Well, the movie is 3 hours and 3 minutes or something long.
Yeah.
Eventually, what we should do, Kendo, is we should play a game where we chug a 12-pack of beer and then we try to watch that entire movie without pissing.
Oh, that could be a lot of fun. That could be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it could be.
We're gonna have to do that. It'll be one of those things too, where you drink you start with 3 before the movie starts, and then once the movie starts, you have to be cracking beer number 4. So it's like you got 15 minutes to get through 3 beers. Movie starts, you have to be cracking beer 4, or else you just you gotta get a penalty, and then see who can get through their 12-pack and make it through the movie the longest without having to pee.
I like that game. Let's do it. Let's make Dion play, because Dion is the one with the weakest bladder.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. He didn't confirm to us whether or not he got his tickets, though.
Oh, shit.
Because I got mine, then you got yours, and then Dion was having conversations with us, but not us, but also in broken segments throughout the messages that had happened. Like he was addressing each one, but on like a 12-minute delay, and he never confirmed whether or not he'd gotten a ticket.
Money for a ticket. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was just surprised that they were offering a 6 o'clock show here. So I was like, fuck yeah, finally. I'll be able to watch the movie at the same time they do.
Well, it's
an hour behind.
Well, it's Endgame. I mean, that's how it's going to be. They're trying to saturate as much as they can.
Yeah, there's a 6 and a 7. I went all in on the 6. I'm like, yeah, I'm conceded at the same time as those guys do. I figured it's probably got a lot to do with 1, like spoilers, and 2, probably just because with it being such a long movie, they're like, we need 2 showings.
Oh yeah,
starting at 8 o'clock on Thursday is not as gonna be. It's not gonna be as good of a move. So it would behoove us to do one at 6.
God, I just can't believe this is one of the longest blockbusters ever.
Yeah. And all previous Marvel movies have always been like, oh, it's gonna break records. It's like but they've never had like pre-orders for Black Panther or Captain Marvel were never this bad. Never were they like sold out and shit like that. Like this was ridiculous.
Well, they always talk about breaking the internet, and Kim Kardashian's fat ass didn't do it, but the Avengers did because multiple sites across the world just stopped working.
Yeah, like there was lots of pictures of people that were in like hour-long waiting lines on Fandingus.
Carl Dingus?
Yeah,
Fan
him too.
There we go.
Yeah.
It excites me. I just hope the movie doesn't suck. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got high hopes.
Yeah, I'm cautious, but if Captain Marvel defeats Thanos, I'm throwing something at the screen and walking the fuck out.
Have you noticed she doesn't speak in this trailer either?
Yeah.
She finally knows her place. Go make a fucking sandwich, Brie Larson. God damn it. We're hungry. We've been fighting Thanos. Get those fucking PB&Js going, all right?
She makes shawarma.
Crack the orange juice. Let's go.
Wait, did you say crack the orange juice?
Yeah.
What are they, 6? Like coming home from their first day of kindergarten? Well, you'd be first grade at 6. Orange juice and PB&Js, kids.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Thanks, Mom. Yay. Yay.
You don't know, man. At least she's helping, all right? She's helping the team.
Dude, if I
She
saved...
sliced up oranges and everything, making sure they're hydrated, whatever. I don't know.
If I saved the universe from an intergalactic threat, I think I would want to come home and have a big-ass steak, a beer, and then a nap. And then have the women of the world thank me for saving everybody. But I need that nap first. But yeah, I don't want PB&J and orange juice. I probably want to drink the horrors away of what I just saw.
Yeah, exactly. Like your friends have either been through some shit or dead. So yeah, you want to drink heavily, eat good, and go the fuck to sleep.
I do love the lighthearted nature of that first Battle of New York, where it's like, yep, we all survived, and there's only a few casualties.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited for it to be done. Like I love how they're like, yeah, phase 4 through 8, phase 4 through 12, we got it covered. We got things planned out. It's like, go fuck yourself, please, just stop.
Well, Kendo, I want your opinion, yours too, Nick. Did you like the part where Captain America and Iron Man shook hands? Because I honestly nodded and went, yes. Like I was like, finally, they're going to address this.
Yeah, no, I did. I mean, because I'm glad they're kind of like squashing their shit and being like, they're a bigger problem to worry about than our little fucking hissy fit. Like we got shit to do. I mean, like half the world is missing.
That's one of the best lines from Spider-Man 3 when Peter goes to Harry. It's like, MJ, she needs us. You know, I like when they try to have those things. There's bigger things here than you and me, and then he just leaves.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down with that. So I mean, yeah, I'm happy about this movie. I'm happy it's ending. I don't care that it's 3 hours and 3 minutes long. It doesn't matter.
3-hour tour.
Yeah, I don't care. Everyone care. Like, I remember when people first found that out, they're like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be this long." It's like, and what's your problem with it? What, you can't get a drink and then pee in the middle of it? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
jeez.
I'll go to the lobby.
I think I'm gonna not eat or drink much that day, so I don't have to shit randomly in the movie because I can hold a piss the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I told the nephew because he's never been to the Wizoffle, his house, and I told him, I was like, all right, so I'm gonna get you from school. And we're gonna hit the Waffle House, and then we're going to see the movie at 6. So he's pretty pumped because 1, he's getting to go to see Endgame, and 2, I'm taking him to the Wizoffle, his house, and told him, I was like, yeah, you can go see Endgame, and then afterwards, I gotta go do the show, so you can just stay at my house, and then the next day you can go to school and you can tell everybody about Endgame and spoil the shit out of it for them.
I wish I had an
you
uncle
were the
as
best
cool as
uncle
you.
ever.
Oh yeah, well, he was with me today because he stayed the night last night. Because I had to, my sister had to work the overnight, so I had him this morning, and so I got the tickets, told him about it, and I was like, yeah, now you can go to it's like go to school and you can tell everybody how you got Endgame tickets for opening night, and if they're like, they're gonna be a bunch of dumb kids, they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't get tickets, and be like, yeah, you're gonna be cooler than they are. You got tickets.
Yeah, their parents.
They don't.
Suck.
Yeah, their parents failed at life.
Yeah, by having them. Wait, that was a little harsh. Sorry. I'll take that back out of. That's just a little extreme.
You could. I mean, they could. You could be correct though. Some of the kids growing up these days, I know some of their parents, and believe you me, that's not the type of people you want to have breeding.
Okay, fair enough. I'll stick with the original statement stands, folks. Sorry for the harshness.
Yeah.
No, but that just sounds like a fun day. Obviously I'm an adult. I could go take myself to Waffle House and then go see Avengers. But I wish I had somebody to do it for me. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick you up, I'm gonna take you there, and take you to see the movie. Shit.
Yeah. I took the day off work myself. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to focus on work that day. I remember I worked before I went and saw Infinity War last year, and that was a long day of work because I was doing everything I could to try to make the time go as fast as possible. And naturally, of course, it didn't. So it's just like, I've got to force my way through this day as fast as possible. So I was like, what's the easiest way to do it? I'm just going to take the day off. Because I can just, do whatever the hell I want, and it'll make time. Because apparently when I'm not at work, the clock's on acceleration, and, those days go by super quick. So if I had my druthers, I'd get the kid out of school and be like, all right, we're just going to hang out here. We're going to watch the other Avengers movies and, eat pizza and get pumped. But
and prepare for this epicness.
I doubt my sister will let that one fly. I have considered maybe broaching the topic with her and be like, hey, he could miss school once. It's not going to kill him. If anything, it'll probably do him some favors because then he won't get in trouble that day. So, but yeah, he's going to go to school. So it's one of those, things. He's got to suffer for his love. So it's like, you know what? This is your trial. You have to go sit in school all day knowing that you're seeing Avengers later this evening, and the clock is not going to fucking move. In fact, it's going to look like it's going backwards.
I used to feel
I'll be enjoying it.
I used to feel like that at school when I'd get a new video game the night before, and then you'd have to go to school and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting.
Dude, I remember when one of the Halos came out. I was in college that day. Everybody fucking was sick that day. I was like, go fuck yourself. Everybody's home playing the game right now. Like it was a legitimate problem because you saw there was a big difference between the day before and the day of class. I mean, yeah, like there was nobody. It was almost nobody there. It's like what? Everybody's home playing right now.
Oh, I've done stuff like that before.
Yeah, especially in college.
Especially for big video game release. I remember when I think it was Black Ops came out. I did not go to work that day. Took that day off, and I stayed home and did Black Ops. And then for Modern Warfare 2, when it was coming out, I took off the day that it came out, but I also took off the day before because it was a midnight release. Because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to it was Modern Warfare 3. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to focus at work that day. So what the hell with it? Yeah, I've got time. I'm just going to go ahead and take that day off too. And so I took off waiting out to go sit at the mall and wait for the GameStop to open to let me in to get my copy. And then, the next day, because I went home and I started playing right away. I had the whole campaign beat by 6 a.m. I was posting spoilers on Facebook. So people were waking up and they were waking up to take their morning deuce. And they open up Facebook and there's status updates from me saying, oh yeah, Soap's dead, but you killed the Russian. They're like, God damn it, thanks.
I was gonna get that shit after work and spend my weekend playing it.
Yeah. Might as well just go straight to the multiplayer.
Dude, I remember midnight releases.
Doesn't earn itself.
Oh my god, I remember midnight releases at malls and shit. I remember all that stuff, man. Nobody cares now. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh, now it doesn't matter. But I did for Assassin's Creed 3 because the GameStop was 5 minutes from my house at that point. I was like, I'm not working during this time. I got this week off. I'm on vacation. The hell, I'm gonna go get it. And I sent you the picture of the guy that was in the costume.
The smelly kid,
bad.
yeah.
Oh god,
get away from me. And I went home and I played that half the night. Being all patriotic because that was one of the fun ones about the American Revolution, where you were half Indian, half Brit, but you were all American. So that's what the country's really all about.
Elizabeth Warren.
Then, Raduna Katuna was a lot more Indian than that woman was, was.
That was for you, Channel Dad Brian Lape.
Yeah. And then I did the same thing for Halo 4 the next week. I was just like, I still got some vacation. I'm going to go ahead and take this day off too.
Yeah, I think it was Halo 4. Me and my brother got it from GameStop that night and spent the entire night playing it in like crazy hard mode and beat it like that next day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For everybody, it was fun though.
Yeah, that's why I powered through Assassin's Creed 3. Like I like ultra warped through that game because it's like I know in 7 days Halo 4 is coming out and I will not touch this again for a very long time. So I powered through that like entire weekend of just trying to beat the story mode of AC3, and eventually I think it took me to like Tuesday or Wednesday, but then I was like, man, there's still so much else. Oh, Halo's out tomorrow. I'm gonna go play Halo 4, and it was okay.
Yeah, I only played through the multiplayer.
Exciting.
Yeah, the first 3 were a lot of fun, and then it just downhill after that.
Dude, I was obsessed with Halo 3. So that would have been that was my freshman year of college. We took the bus to the mall, but we didn't realize it was the last bus of the night, so we had to all chip in a taxi to get back to campus.
Oh shit!
Because we were obsessed with playing Halo, and then I don't know how many days I didn't go. I didn't skip a lot of classes, but we got into that game hardcore.
Yeah, and I still like ODST. ODST was still fun for me. It wasn't as fun as the other ones.
That game,
but it was still pretty fun. But the couch co-op multiplayer stuff was all we did, man. We'd hook up Xboxes and TVs and have wires, going throughout the whole house and just playing and yelling, and it was a good time. It was a good time.
I miss that.
Yeah, I miss that too. But like,
dude, it was the good old days.
Yeah, but Microsoft's got to make money, and they don't want to do their couch co-op anymore. It's like, fuck you, whatever. Yeah.
I know when NHL 2004 came out, I was going to school up in Michigan at the time. I didn't go to class for a week. It came out, and I was just like, this is all I'm going to do for the next foreseeable future. So I just went on, got the syllabus, emailed my professors, told them I had, assignments, stick with them, and just, played a lot. I just played a lot of hockey.
Well,
nice.
Look where you are now, a world-class bullshitter.
That's right. That college degree don't mean shit. I can wipe my ass with that diploma. I'm not, but
yeah, it's an expensive piece of
I clearly don't need it anymore. Exactly. I made the big time without the degree.
Well, the best part is it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, so imagine where we'll be next year.
What? Oh, I thought you were talking about my degree, and I'm like, no, it's in a frame. It's not. The size has stayed the same.
Oh, well, it's just relative.
It's all relative. It's all relative.
One day it's gonna look like a stamp.
It is. It's a big Twinkie. You know how that goes, right?
Oh man.
It was that. Oh man, I did the Smash Brothers Midnight release, and that was a waste of time. But other than that, I hadn't done one in years. Oh well.
Yeah, it's funny how game companies are like, yeah, fuck GameStop. We're just gonna make our own things. Where you just download it off the internet and put in your credit card number. It's like, okay, and they've just killed that whole thing.
Well, I think also it comes from a lot of midnight releasing, just in midnight stuff in general. Like, remember, it used to be the midnight screening of these movies. Well, they kind of got rid of the midnight screening, and now they do 6 or 7 o'clock at night. It's almost like, why not just put it out that day before? But,
right.
Yeah.
People just don't do the midnight things anymore.
True.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's just because we live in a crime-riddled society where you'll be killed on every street corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was killed earlier today. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, you too, man. I got it 3 times yesterday.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
Was it the weed?
But I bounced back.
You're sounding pretty good, man. I got to give it to you. You sound great.
Yeah. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit, you old hag.
Beat me to it, motherfucker.
Well, they obviously didn't shoot and or stab him in any vital organs. That's why he's bounced back so quickly.
Yeah, I mean...
Did they pour any bleach on you?
No, but I did hold on to my Subway sandwich, so we're all right.
Cool. Save me half of that footlong, dude. I'm kind of hungry.
Oh, man. It's going to be 2 a.m. before I know it, and I'm going to have to nosh.
That fucking story, dude. I'll never not find pleasure in hearing it.
I saw the greatest meme today. I don't remember if it was on our page or if it was on somebody else's page, but it was from Blazing Saddles when Cleavon Little pulled out the gun to his head.
I know that one.
He puts a gun to his own head to get away from the crowd of disgruntled white folk. And it's a picture of that, and in the bottom it says "rare photo taken of the Jesse Smollett attack."
God damn it.
I laughed for way too long.
Oh yeah, I saw that one today. So that's pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's such a weird story.
Yeah, and the fact that it's like, you know, the papers are sealed and he's okay now. It's like, what?
It's like,
Who?
There's a few more layers to this onion. That's all I'm gonna say.
There are but you know, like I'm sure that for the Freedom of Information Act, people are gonna not get, you know, we're not gonna get the documents out until like, you know, 2120 or something.
They'll be sealed for another 75 years. We'll get the JFK report in full before this will ever happen, and everything will just be black marked out, redacted.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah,
wow.
yeah,
What I
we'll
love
get
is-
the report and we'll read 3 words from it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I love when people are like, well, the whole documents be unsealed one day, and you get the documents, and like half of it's just like blacked out. It's like, oh, well, there's really no point in waiting 50 years for this, was there? Nope.
Yeah, the CIA, they're smart. They're smart. They know what they're doing.
and disappointing.
Very much so. Very much so.
So Kendo, you had a game you wanted to play. Do you still want to play it?
Did do so. Originally, I was going to create my own Mad Lib using the titles of the James Bond movies, and you know what? I thought it'd be a lot more fun if we just played like a popcorn game version of it. So, essentially, the way it would work is, and I'll start. I'll go first. So we're gonna you're on your own. So like I'll do one, then it goes to Jeff, then goes to Nick. So if I were to say, it's a story for the day. I woke up and I wasn't feeling really well, so I went to seek medical help. After waiting in the waiting room for 10 minutes, I was told, Dr. No can see you now. And then Jeff would take the next line.
And then, okay. Ooh, okay.
You see where I'm going with that?
Hold on. So, let me try that.
Oh, God.
We got to get them in order.
After
If you miss one, you suck.
After meeting the nurse, she wrote me... No, wait. After meeting the doctor, he wrote me a prescription, but he didn't sign his name. He signed it from Russia with Love.
God damn it. I had to leave the doctor's office and go to the pharmacy. The name of the pharmacy is Goldfinger. I don't know. That's the best as I can do.
Oh, you're not very good at this whole improvisational stuff. I spoke to the pharmacist and he gave me my prescription. He said the only side effect is it might give you a thunderball.
But I wasn't too concerned with the Thunderballs because you only live twice.
Damn it, you give me the hardest one. Shit.
Oh, you do have... This is the hardest one.
Get creative.
So, foregoing the Thunderballs, I went home, took the medication, and... Oh, God.
Hallucinated that I was on Her Majesty.
Hallucinated that I was on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Okay, I'll go with that.
Just then, my girlfriend walked in and she said, "What are these?" And I said, "Oh, I got something for you." And I handed her a box. She opened it up and was pleasantly surprised that there was nothing in it. And she said, "Why is there nothing in here?" I was like, "'Cause I gave you bitter disappointment. I mean, what'd you want? Diamonds? They are forever."
After storming out of the room, seething in anger, my girlfriend grabbed a knife. She walked back in the room and pointed at my neck and says, I can choose to let you live and let live or live and let die. Man with the golden gun.
Oh, God damn it. I know what it is. I'm just trying to figure it out.
You don't want to trade? You can have the next one.
No, because that's not any better. I'll just roll with this. So as she was jumping around trying to stab me, God damn it, I'm fucking horrible at this. as she was jumping around trying to stab me, making a lot of noise, the man with the golden gun across the hall came bursting in.
He said, "What are you two guys doing in here? I can't get any sleep." And he said it with a really thick accent. I knew that this was the spy who loved me.
After the foreign, fuck it, I don't, god damn it.
Yeah,
the
see,
spy
it's
who loved me. Even though he came to protect me, I felt cornered, and I jumped out my window where I met my foreign gardener. We called him the Moonraker because he was always high. I'm trying here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's really tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you get to the other titles. After jumping out of the window and meeting my gardener, I had to run down the street, and I ran into a woman. She gave me a funny look, and I whispered into her ear, "For your eyes only."
And then after I ran away from the wall, I decided to duck into a nice little sushi bar because I was famished and the prescription medicine was really starting to kick in. I demanded the squid sashimi, but they didn't have any, so I had to settle for the octopusy.
As I devoured the octopusy instead of the sashimi, I sat and looked out the window. I noticed that the sky was cloudy, but the view was to a kill.
God damn it. Once I left the restaurant, I walked further down the street because I didn't want to go back to my apartment. And I saw my favorite dessert place, the Living Daylights. I don't know. I'm trying.
So I went in to get myself something to eat because I was still just so hungry. Ordered up everything I could and got some other ice cream, handmade, handcrafted. That thing just put pounds on you and get you into a shirt with diabetes. And that place has got a license to kill.
As I made the selection of the ice cream, which I knew would pack on the pounds and probably cause me to lose my foot, I looked over at the girl scooping the ice cream. Now, normally when I meet women, they give me the stink eye, but this chick gave me the golden eye.
And you got her brown eye.
I'm licensed to kill that.
Oh God, this is fun and incredibly difficult, but it's fun. It's okay. As I looked at the girl with the golden eye, and my bloated stomach, and just wanting to take a horrible dump right now, I still had the courage to go over to her and talk to her and try to get her number. And she was giving me excuses, but I told her, "Hey, tomorrow never dies."
So eventually she gave me her number, and we decided to go out later that evening. I picked her up, and we went for a ride. Took her to the top place of the sky, the Lover's Lane. And she said, "What do you want from me? Do you want my body?" And I said, "I want everything, baby, because the world is not enough."
As we continued to fight over what was and wasn't enough, a large rock descended from the sky and crushed her. At 0 hour, I moved out of the way and decided that I will live to die another day. And so I pushed that bitch off a cliff.
Gamora style.
Yeah.
After getting out of my crushed car and shedding one tear for the one girl I only knew for a few hours. I went to the Casino Royale to spend some money I didn't have and to see if I could meet another one.
So after blowing everything I had of my entire fortune, all $58 of it, I was completely flat broke, and I had to go back to my apartment. Would my crazy girlfriend still be there? I don't know, but she's destroying my quantum of solace.
When I returned home, I realized that my entire life was in shambles. My girlfriend was a whore, my gardener was gone, and that chick I banged and kind of liked for 1 minute was now dead. I went outside to the front lawn and looked up and hoped the sky would fall.
As I look up at the sky and the crazy day I've had and all the things that have gone wrong, I thought to myself, I better take that job at Spectre. That seems like a good call. I don't know. That's the best I could do.
Oh my god, I can't believe that actually. I'm just glad I got to use Goldeneye. That's all.
Oh, I'm glad I got through it. I was nervous. That was really weird.
Yeah.
Tune in next week, folks, when we do this with the MCU titles.
Oh Jesus, that'll be so boring. It's like, yes,
Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3.
I met this girl. We had sex for 12 hours. You could call me the Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then next time we have sex for 24 hours, you can call me Iron Man 2.
And
I've decided to go watch Iron Man 3.
I may be an asshole, but I'm also a guardian of the galaxy.
Oh, really? I'm a Guardian of the Galaxy, too.
Fuck off.
Oh, man.
I just love how some of the titles are so, like, not able to be used. It's like, yes.
Honor Majesty Secret Service is the hardest fucking one.
Yeah, I think,
You
though...
gotta get really creative with that one.
Oh, God.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is an equally hard title to riff on.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
As I sat around eating my curds and whey, I decided to Ant-Man and the Wasp my way through life. See, something retarded like that. I don't know.
Somebody kicked in the door and they said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." They said, "You want to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp?"
No, I'm more of a
looked at him
Captain
and he
America
said-
the Winter Soldier man myself.
I looked at him and said, "Well, all right, this is the Endgame."
Too late, to anus. Boom, there we go. Done. So, did we have anything else we wanted to cover on tonight's show before we put this baby to bed?
We're gonna be at Celebration.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we are going to be at Star Wars
Few
Celebration.
short days.
One thing I am fearing though about Celebration is the smell.
Bring cheap cologne to spray on people.
Okay.
No, let's
Like-
get some Febreze.
Yeah.
Like, do I bring one of those
Say
like?
it smells like. I was gonna say I would say it would smell like disappointment and shame, but one, I don't think those people have shame, and two, they're definitely not gonna be any disappointment. We'll be disappointed that we have.
Do I need to bring one of those backpacks that you pump to like for the weed killer just to spray on people and everywhere?
On all the neck dirt and Rose Tico butt stink? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show up in a fucking Bane mask. I just have like fresh air circulating.
It's just a
through it.
respirator to keep you sane.
Nobody can, however, put on the mask.
There's a mint and a scented candle in there just for his sanity.
Yeah, Kendo, can I get a picture?
You may. Will it be in the darkness? I was born in it, molded by it.
I don't know why I did that fucking stupid laugh.
Gary, Gotham's not even known for
Damn
it.
you, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, it's so short and angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they even had to re-record his audio because it was too muffled.
It
God damn it, Tom Hardy! Don't eat your mask. You're gonna talk through it. Shit.
Are you the Batman?
Batman.
Yes,
Last
I
name.
am the Batman.
I'm Batman. Who?
The Batman. What are you saying right now? Bateman? What are you doing?
I didn't get to tell you guys this. I showed Dan and Phil Gilbert Dice Clay.
What are they thinking?
They fucking loved it. We watched stand up for 4 hours straight.
He's got the mannerisms down and everything too. That's what I got. Not just the funny joke attempts and the shrill higher pitched voice thing, but just like the way he does the mannerisms too, like with the cigarette and the move in the arm and stuff. God, Gilbert's a legend.
He was great.
Yeah, man. I completely forgot about him until we started watching him.
We watched
I'm
a lot of
glad
roast battles with Jeff Ross.
Oh yeah, dude.
He is the roast master.
He's great. I love that dude.
Yeah, he pays rent on that set whenever they do a roast. He just kind of wakes up and just starts doing it.
Yeah. Usually in costume.
Yep.
We watched a clip of him with hair and a beard. It was awkward.
Yeah, I would say so because I don't. I'm Nate. The way I see Jeff Ross in my head is like a naked mole rat.
I think of him as a bald Joel.
No, he's way funnier than Joel.
Well, I don't mean in terms of quality of content. I just meant looks.
Okay, I'll give you that one because if we're going in quality of content, like a fry bag is where you. I know that's harsh, but I would say fair.
God damn. I can't wait to hang out in person. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Joel will be there. So, Joel, I know you listen to everything we do. Be prepared to be called the human Joel Frybag.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Be prepared with your lame dad jokes.
It's definitely going to be an experience. Oh, my gosh.
Nah, he's a lot of fun.
Dude, we should have a lame dad joke off between Joel and Lape.
Oh, God. Patreon?
We can do that.
Yes.
We can do that. We have the technology.
Yeah, we should make them two sit there side by side and try to give us their best material.
We can do 5 rounds. We'll give them like a 1-word subject and just let them go.
Yeah, and then our Patreon numbers will plummet. They'll be like, this is the content we're getting? Fuck these guys.
Well, guys, we wanted something that Kendo would be proud of, so
give my
us a
money to
break.
PewDiePie.
Oh, fuck you.
Don't ever mention that name on this show again. Nah.
Dude, Joel?
Who?
Joel?
Yes, Joel. He's like, I'm special. I'm in this episode. I'm British. Never mind. That was a joke for an audience of one, Joel. We're still friends after all these years.
Oh, God.
It was weird, too. All of our old Facebook memories popped up from Miami. And I was like, damn, man, I can't believe it was 7 years ago that I was in my favorite city in America. And then in 7 days, I'll be in another city in America. I don't know.
America's armpit. Newark, New Jersey.
Yep, gonna order me an Uber. That's gonna be the highlight of my day tomorrow. But it's getting late, so let's read a couple super chats before we go.
All right, man.
Yeah.
So, first one comes from Polynesian Butt Stink. Hey, guys. Hate the show. Fuck off. Next one comes...
Thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, if you're going to pay us to talk shit, fine. We will.
It's whatever, man. It's your money.
Yeah. You gave us the money.
The next one comes from my neighbor's ballsack. Bros, what about a meetup in Chicago? Do you want to
We
meet
got
up?
one
You
scheduled,
can
man.
if you want. Yes. Where is that at, Jeff?
That is Patty Mac's Pub and Grill. You can Google the location. We will be there from 7 to 10 p.m. on the Friday of Star Wars Celebration.
Don't get macked. Get Patty Mac.
Boom. Now, I gave you guys the link to see the super chat window. Kendo, why don't you read a couple of them? Because I'm going to take a drink.
Okay. This one comes from Darth Ballnuts. I think he's probably like Bulgarian. Says,
He's
what's the
probably
deal
German.
with the one guy? Is hip? Probably. What's the deal with that one guy? Is he really Samoan? Does he look like a cookie? Well, sir, I think you might have the Samoan cookies and what a Samoan looks like confused.
Listen,
Is not short, round, and brown with lumps and chocolate.
I'm not covered in coconut and delicious caramel. Okay, you can't have me.
You call
I'm
him
sorry.
Dr. Jones, doll.
Yeah.
Some people are just brutal, man.
Yeah.
It happens.
Well, this next one's a 50.
Okay.
There's a $50 super chat that I feel inclined to read. It just says, hey, pops are gay. You don't even have to figure out who that comes from.
Yeah.
No. This one is a $20 super chat. Very generous. Comes from Cat Piss Fred. So, very creative name, sir. What is the worst thing you've ever put in your mouth? Your mom. That's my answer.
Cauliflower. I hate that shit.
But it's like ghost broccoli though.
Yeah.
It makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you put in your mouth there, Nick?
Oh, there was this one time at band camp. I don't want to talk about it.
Ew, you played that flute?
It smelled funny, all right? Let's see. Shit. Oh, it was the fuck was it? It was when I went to India. It was some drink that I had, and it was fucking horrible. It tasted like actual goat piss.
Ooh.
It may have been goat piss. I don't know.
You sure wasn't ram's piss?
I don't. There are no rams in India.
If you can drink ram piss, fuck, you can drink anything. Okay, I got to read this next one because this one's addressed specifically to Jeff. This one comes to us from Fender Strato Ass Blaster 5000.
Like we
Thank
got
you,
a lot
sir.
of new ones this time around. That's good.
Yeah, I know. We've reached out. We've expanded. It says, Jeff, if the DeLorean and the Batmobile were on a collision course and you could only save one of them, how big is Batista's dick?
I fucking love our listeners.
They get it. They get it.
I don't know how to answer that. 12?
It's always 42, bro. It's always
You're a
42.
niner?
Did I catch a
Is he
niner
calling
there?
from a walkie-talkie? Nick, you gotta get the next one. I'm cracked up too much.
No, man, you keep reading them. I never keep the window open.
All right. This one comes to us from Kids in the Hall 5000. So that's a theme. A lot of 5000s. What is the worst thing that somebody could say to you with there's no lights on? I would say the check's in the mail. 'Cause I'd be like, really? That's a very awkward thing to say right now. I'm reaching for my gun.
Wait, hold on. The question is, what's the worst thing that somebody can say to you in a room while the lights are off?
Yes.
Okay.
How about my butt is comforted by the realization that I'm okay and everything will be all right? I gotta tell you guys something before we go off the air.
God. What's that?
So Ethan on the High Council the other day was talking about this author named Chuck Tingle, who writes gay books, and
Okay.
And I wanted to read you some of the titles of these books.
With a name like Chuck Tingle writes gay books was not the furthest thing from my mind of what you could have said he does.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. Yeah. That's.
Well, would you like to hear some of these titles? Now, Kendo, try not to die laughing because I think you might.
God.
Okay. I'll try to straight man this as best I can. No pun intended.
Okay, so these are the titles by Dr. Chuck Tingle. Pounded by the handsome...
Wait, hold on. His name is Dr. Chuck Tingle?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Okay, go on.
Pounded by the handsome zombie elevator who is also a lawyer.
It's a
Okay.
very, very descriptive title.
Slammed by my handsome fidget spinner. News commentator Sam Hannity pounded in the butt by the fact that he didn't disclose he was the same lawyer as the president.
That's just way too long of a title.
These are long titles, but, he must like them long, whatever.
Here's one that goes into our earlier theme. Redacted in the butt by Redacted under the Trump administration.
Redacted.
Slammed by the substantial amount of press generated by my book Pounded by the Pound turned gay, but the socioeconomic implications of Britain leaving the European Union by Chuck Tingle.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
His titles are short books. I mean, it's amazing.
It's like that's like the first chapter is just reading the title.
Here's the best one, guys. Heavy metal unicorn lawyer sings into my butthole legally. I can't read it anymore.
Like slightly bizarre.
I can't read it anymore.
Now, how are there also audiobooks or they're just books? Like, there's no you can't get them on Audible or anything.
I can't read these anymore. Listen, This American Butt, hosted by Ira Ass. It's fine. But this one, Bigfoot Settlers Claim My Butthole by Chuck Tingle.
It's the same squeam.
I can't. I can't. We got to stop. Jesus. You guys can Google these yourself. Just Google Chuck Tingle and go to your image search, and you'll find a plethora of in-the-butt pounded jokes. So, I don't even think we have anything to say. You guys ready to close this out?
Yeah, we just got one final chat.
Okay.
Final super chat here from Pennywink the Spanking Clown. It says, guys, I hope you guys have fun in Chicago. Watch out for the sewers. I will bite your fucking arm off. Wow, that was... I think that's a threat. I mean, we might have to call the lawyer on.
Yeah. Bob?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Fucking Pennywink the Spanking Lawyer. Or Spanking Lawyer. Spanking Clown.
God damn it, Kendo.
By the way,
Yeah.
there are audiobooks.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, there you go, Nick.
Whoa.
You like to listen to books in the car while you drive? You can listen
I
to
wanna-
Peter the Lawyer Pounded by Pounder, or whatever the hell it was called by
Hey, listen to this.
Dr. Tingley.
Pounded by Peter Pan.
Tingle began his career by writing dinosaur erotica and expanded his stories based on unicorns, Bigfoot, and various anthropomorphized objects and even concepts. The bizarre nature of Tingle's writing has led to a developing an occult reputation.
Whatever makes you money, man. No judgment.
Favorite
Good for you.
dinosaur is the Brontosaurus.
Wait, he's got a podcast?
Oh, fuck.
It says, on February 13th, 2018, a podcast titled Pounded in the Butt by My Own Podcast, based on Tingle's works, debuted in association with the producers of Welcome to Night Vale, a horror fantasy podcast, and various alumni of Night Vale podcast, including Cecil Baldwin and Mara Wilson, read from Tingle's novellas with a reaction. Wait, it's the chick from Mrs. Doubtfire, Matilda, that reads these.
Oh, really?
Shit, really?
Yeah, it's her.
It's
Oh,
almost
that's funny.
asking to listen to now, just to say, yeah, you remember that really cute little girl from Mrs. Doubtfire? Yeah, she's reading homoerotica now.
I think I'm going to
For a
actually search this right now on Google Play and listen to an episode as I go to sleep.
There you go.
I can't believe I'm going to Google Pounded in the Butt. I'm just going to type Pounded in the and see what pops up under podcasts.
Dude, your Google searches are going to be all shot to hell now.
Hey, I just typed in Pounded in the... Oh my god, here it is. Oh my god. They put an episode last at Christmas.
Oh, man.
That's a Christmas butt pounding.
Listen to this title. My ass is
We
haunted
got
by the
that
gay
package.
unicorn.
Ooh. Seek help, brother.
Fake news, real boners. I gotta stop
Oh my
before I
God.
buy
That's
something.
That was funny. That's a lot funnier than the robot unicorn 12 fucking word chapter book thing.
I don't know. Bigfoot pirates haunt my balls.
Oh, my God.
Butt Wars, Rogue Buns, read by Mara Wilson.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Just the subtlety there.
This
Rogue
is
fun.
Holy shit. Oh, my God. There's a cover to this book, and it's... All right.
That's some Chuck Tingle right there.
That's something. That's something. I'm gonna get all these books for Joel. He might like them.
I really feel like I should try to order these from Amazon for him. You're like, hey man, I
You're
got
welcome
you.
for all the free.
We need to order all of these and have them show up at Phil's front door.
Oh, dude, I have his address. We should start fucking with him and have him shit sent to his house from Amazon.
God. Oh man.
Oh my god, that's almost actually worth doing.
And then
Yeah.
you can have those like thank you notes put in there. Be like from your buddy Chuck or something like that. Just keep fucking with him.
From Dr. Tingle.
From Dr. Tingle.
He'll call me. Did you send me something
Oh,
to Amazon?
man.
From Amazon? I'm like, no.
Nope.
Oh,
I wonder
man.
if he'll fuck it. I'm gonna buy him the entire Chuck Tingle library.
Oh shit!
Folks, if you want to join our Patreon or send in super chats and just use the code Chuck Tingle, we will build that money up and we will send Phil every Chuck Tingle novel known to man, including Lonely Author Pounded in the Butt by Dinosaur Sociologists. So there you go, folks.
Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
Yeah.
I think R.L.
Rest in the butt.
I think R.L. Stein
Inclusive
has
Hall
a
Pickups.
a competitor for the greatest titles.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena meets I don't know.
The abominable butt-pounding butt man of Butt Sylvania.
I'm gay for my living billionaire jet plane.
Oh man.
I don't.
I mean, as far as I know, there is no laws about having sex with your own plane.
Gay T-Rex law firm executive boner.
These are just words. These are just words.
Starring Sam Neill.
They are just words. But oh man.
Wait, Professor
Oh.
T-Rex teaches me gayness?
Oh god. There's also shared by the Chocolate and Milk Cowboys.
How?
That's Dion's new nickname.
The Chocolate and Milk Cowboy.
Hey! So, folks, at Celebration next week, tell Dion when you see him, be like, hey, what's up, Chocolate Milk Cowboy? He won't get it, but we will.
Wait, there's a thing called Space Raptor Butt Trilogy.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's the Spraptors!
His books are only $7 a piece.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god. No. I found one. Buttception. A butt within a butt within a butt.
Folks, if you
Holy
super chat us directly $7, we'll take that as a hint that you want us to buy these books.
There's so many books. Oh my god. Wow. I really want to send like 5 to Phil right now.
Do it. I'll give you his address off air.
Oh man.
Oh, shit. We just got our first $7 super chat from Master of Puppers. It says, give Phil that book. I want to see him cry. Well, we'll do that. Thank you.
Oh man, people really hate him. It's fine though.
Well, folks,
As much as you.
I didn't think that was possible.
That's true.
Well, folks, it's time to put this baby to bed. So, this has been World Class Bullshitters, episode 167. Every Thursday night, we take a dump on the world of pop culture. If you like this video, make sure you share it and tell everyone on social media that you're a fan of WCBS. We'll be back next time with more, and if you get hooked on the Chuck Tingle books, you can't blame us.